Dating in Korea, yeah, it's not what you saw in that K-drama. There are 3 things that will catch you so off guard, especially number 1 because it's gonna hurt your feelings. Number 3, love motel. Love motels are just part of dating because people here usually live with their parents, and so if they just want a bit of privacy, then it's really common to just go to a love motel. It's quite cheap and you can pay for like a few hours. Number 2, texting culture. It's intense. Like, I'm talking replies within minutes. Morning text, good night text, I'm eating lunch, sending photos, then you call for 2 hours. If you don't reply, you're seen distant, cold, or uninterested. You're basically in constant contact or you're breaking up. Number 1, ghosting. Yes, this is super common. It's just because people are not confrontational and that makes people uncomfortable in Korea. Is dating in Korea adorable? Is it emotionally chaotic? Follow for more about Korean culture and Korean dating because I post every day.
When you're dating in Korea as a foreigner, there are some things you really need to expect. Korean girls will not take your relationship seriously. I'm not speaking of if you're dating a Korean girl, she will not take you seriously. It's like, if you're dating a guy and he has a girl best friend, she might not take your relationship seriously and might not respect it. That has happened to me more than once, unfortunately. The second one is you will have fights about things that are so random because you guys have different cultures. Me and my boyfriend used to have a lot of fights about sighing, like when you go like, because in my culture, this is, you're just taking a breath of air. But for him, it means that you're angry. So he thought I was angry every time I was sighing. So I had to explain to him, I'm not angry, I'm just breathing. But I think it's a much higher chance of having arguments and misunderstandings because of language, because of culture. Also, like, I could say something wrong and not know that I said something wrong because obviously I don't speak 100% Korean. I speak enough to communicate, but not 100%. And my boyfriend doesn't speak that good English, so there can be a lot of misunderstandings. Just take this into consideration if you're planning on dating in a foreign country.
Dating in Korea is not for the weak. There are a lot of cultural differences that can cause confusion and even arguments. Now, I got married to my husband here in Korea last year, but these are some things that shocked me when we first started dating. First was the constant texting. There's a pretty common expectation when dating in Korea that you're going to be in contact with your partner at all times. And I'm not just talking about good morning and good night texts, I'm talking throughout the day, giving a constant timeline of updates. I woke up, I'm on my way to work, I'm busy, I ate lunch, sending pictures of said lunch. For those who love texting and love that constant connection, it's great, I guess, but it can be a little intense. Next is that couple looks really are that serious. After dating my husband for a while, we would start coordinating what we were going to wear for the day and try to match the color, the vibe. But a lot of couples go a step further than that. They buy matching items like shoes, jackets, even entire outfits that are the exact same. There are whole websites that just sell couple looks. And I can't lie, I kind of enjoy this one. I love matching the vibe with my husband. Next is date course as a general concept. You can look up full date courses where people give recommendations of what to do for the day. A lot of times they do follow the same patterns. Usually food, activity, cafe, food, cafe, cafe, food. In the US, while there are common date spots, some people like doing cafes and restaurants, a lot of people like to do activities. Here in Korea, the meal, optional activity, and cafe is a fairly set date course. Waiting for skinship. I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but in the US, it's fairly common to at least hug, if not hold hands and kiss, even on the first or second date. In Korea, it's generally a green flag and a sign of respect here if someone doesn't want skinship on the first date. It shows that they want to keep seeing you and like you as a person and that they don't just want something quick and easy. Whereas in the US, it might be seen as a lack of interest. And last is meeting the family, and more so the timing of when you meet the family. In Korea, you're generally not introduced to your partner's family until you're ready for marriage. So with my husband and I really didn't meet many of his friends or any of his family until we really became marriage serious. The second that we had that discussion, he immediately introduced me to everyone. When I first chuseok with my husband's whole family, they were all calling me his fiance, even though we weren't actually engaged yet. That's how serious meeting the family is. And let me know, what shocked you the most about dating in Korea?
What's your red flag on a date?
I don't have. I'm open-minded.
Me too, I'm just open-minded.
Have you ever ghosted anyone and why?
Yeah, because I have no thinking for dating or marriage. I need to meet a girl which I will marry.
Would you date a foreigner?
Yes, I'm open-minded.
And you?
I prefer foreigner than Korean, yeah.
No, I like foreigner personality.
It's more attractive, I think. Yeah.
So I heard in Korea,
Yeah.
when a guy wants to date a girl, he has to go out on 3 dates and then
Yeah.
고백 and confess and ask
Yeah.
out. Is that true?
It's true.
And then says 나도 좋아해,
Yeah.
사귈래.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
that's the rule.
Yeah, it's not the rule, but it's in common.
But isn't it kind of cringe to like confess your feelings? Because
Um,
especially in West, we don't do that.
I know that.
It'd be
And-
weird. It'd be like, hey, I have something to tell you. I like you. It's
understand. I
like
got you,
weird.
I got
What's your name and where you from?
My name is Sean Solo. I am from South Korea.
Ah, nice to meet you. You look familiar. I feel like I've seen you before.
I think we have seen each other for sure.
What are like the top 3 things people should know when dating in Korea?
We're very hands-on with things. We're always texting each other. We're always calling each other. And if a guy or a girl doesn't text in a timely manner, we would take that as, oh, I guess they're not interested. As long as you guys talk it out and communicate, I think everything will be fine.
I see a lot in Korea is like the couples matching all the time. What do you think about that?
I think it's absolutely adorable. I would like to wear the same shoes, the same sort of style, same color matching.
Exactly. Like when you guys get dressed in the morning, do you guys like call each other and coordinate?
I think the day before you're like, what are you gonna wear? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wear this. Oh, okay, then I'm gonna wear this. I think coordinating. I think it's cute.
90% of the boys that you date in Korea are gonna be broke. Let's talk about it. I've seen those street interviews on TikTok where they're like, oh, the guy's gotta be 6 foot, he's gotta have his own car, he's gotta have his own place. Nah, that's not gonna happen here. Generally in the States, guys, they graduate at 22, 23, and they have a car to get to work, and they have a sizable apartment with a couple roommates, right? But here in Korea, it's different. Rent for little one-room apartments like this range from $400 to $800 US, but deposits are anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000 US. So unless you come from like a relatively well-off family, or you have your shit together very early on, you're not going to have that kind of cash on hand. So you're going to have to settle for like these smaller, older places. Now, unlike most of the Western world, Korea isn't really a car-based society. Public transport here is so good that it takes you everywhere to where you want to go relatively fast. People don't need to rely on cars to get to work. Even if they can afford a car, they don't necessarily need to buy a car. That's why it's considered a flex for guys to be like, "Oppa cha 있어," and try to flash their key fobs or whatever. That's because that usually means that they have enough money to live in an apartment that provides like parking spaces for them. Lastly, and probably the most important context in all of this, is that all Korean men have to go to the military for 2 years, depending on your service, and they get paid squat. They don't get paid anything. As of 2023, military grunts get paid anywhere from $450 to $750 a month, which is far less than minimum wage. And you can't do any side hustles. Imagine putting your whole life on hold for 2 years and getting paid in crumbs. Okay, so let me draw a timeline for you guys. At 17, you graduate high school, you spend 1 year in college, and then you do like a 2-year service in the military. We're gonna say 2 years because I'm gonna round up. So you finish your military service at about 20. Then you go back to college for 3 years to get your degree, and you're gonna be staying at like a dormitory or like a small little run room during that whole time. So you graduate at 23, you get your first job, and you climb that corporate ladder for, let's say, 2-3 years. I'm being very generous. 2-3 years so that you can apply for a loan and then get like a slightly bigger place with maybe a car. So your dream man with a car and like a relatively bigger apartment is at the earliest gonna be about 26 to 27. Look, all of this is to say that you shouldn't be intimidated when you go to your man's house for the first time in Korea and you find that he lives in like a really run-down old apartment, because that's very common here. And I'm not just saying that to make an excuse for myself. So I hope you guys can appreciate a little bit more when your man kind of spends more money on you on gifts or on dates or whatever, because more often than not, that's money that he doesn't really have. Or if you don't want to date a broke boy, you can date an ajusi in his 30s. Stay safe out there.